Race number 4, the Centenary Vase, is the first of our feature races on Monday. Group 3, so a handicap. 1,800 metres is the trip, with Exultant third in the Vase on International Day, and last year's winner carrying top weight, £133. You drop down then £13 to Dark Dream. Sylvester de Sosa. Time Warp is out. Dr. Jeff, last start winner over this trip at Happy Valley. Sacred Capital, beaten favourite behind Dr. Jeff last time. Back from Macau, Jamie Spencer will ride him. Ho Ho Khan, 6th in the Vase with excuses. Shafano and Glorious Dragon, both up in class, but both last start winners. Glorious Dragon on a hat-trick in actual fact. They race here out of the handicap. With Time Warp out, it's left a bit more open, Tom.
It's gone from a good solid tempo to potentially a slow tempo, with Dr. Jeff sort of left in front by default now, with Simply Brilliant to his outside. Sacred Capital has got gate number 8 for Jamie Spencer, so he might get caught wide, but he'll be looking for some cover and to get in somewhere. Exultant should receive a nice run, and Shafano down there on the inside. Both Shafano, Glorious Dragon well out of the handicaps. Exultant there leading in this piece of work with another horse, All of Mine. Keep an eye on him though, because I think he's a chance later on in the card. But nice piece from Exultant. He looks nice and relaxed. It's just a query of the weight. We know he's the class horse of the field, no doubt. Dr. Jeff, he's only a little chap, Dr. Jeff, but he moves nicely, and he's unbeaten at Happy Valley now, this horse, but he's yet to win at Sha Tin, so you take note of that. But his work is fine leading into this race. He goes nicely enough. And his piece as well. All right, OK, we'll have a look at Dr. Jeff's win in the January Cup in a moment or so. Let's start off, though, with Exultant. He's the genuine Group 1 horse in the field. Last year's winner as well. His jockey is Zach Burton.
Exultant, Zach, in the Centenary Vase, Group 3, 1,800 top weight. What are your thoughts going into the race?
Yeah, it's never easy having to carry top weight in these races, especially coming off 2 strong performances at his last 2 starts. He really had to find everything he could second up this season when he was able to win, and I think that took a lot out of him, and he had another hard run in the Vase. So here we are carrying top weight in the Group 3. It's not going to be easy, but you know, the horse feels well within himself, and he's very honest. I'm sure he'll run well.
Can you get much of a gauge on him, how he's come out of the Vase from those 2 trials he's been in?
He's been extremely dour since the Vase in those trials. He hasn't showed any speed at all, and you know, he is what he is, but you know, hopefully they can run along at a nice enough tempo to allow his stamina to come into play.
When you look at the field, apart from a couple, Dark Dream, Time Warp, the rest of 113 to 115, who's the horse that you're most worried about in the race?
Oh, it's a bit of an open race. You know, there are a couple of chances down the bottom, but you know, I haven't gone right into it yet, so I'm not going to pick the winner for you.
Try to do that one. Last year he won this, he then went on to win 2 Group 1s. How do you compare the 2019 version of Exultant to the 2020 version?
So I thought he was going really, really well early in the season. He'd shown more speed in his trials than he had previously, and I just think that run over 2,000 metres really took a lot out of him, and like I said, he had another hard run after that, and he just seems to be very dour at the moment. So we just need to see if he's going to show some spark again. But, you know, it's not his preferred distance, and it's not really a suitable race for him. But like I said, he's honest, he's going to try his best, and if the circumstances permit, he's still got a chance.
There you go. That's Zach with a round-up on Exultant, who carried £132 to victory last year.
He's up big in the weights,
he's up a pound in the weights. He's the class horse, but it's a handicap.
That's the thing. There's a few up-and-comers here with a very light weight, so that's what makes handicaps interesting. I mean, you can't leave him out. Like those bottom horses, Shafano and Glorious Dragon, are giving him 20-odd pounds, so... Yeah.
Is he a chance to roll forward as well?
He has done, remember. He has. He's quite a versatile horse. I think he'll be handy in this race. Yeah, Zach will sum it up. If not, he'll make a mid-race move and try and make a real staying contest, I think, at the end.
All right, OK, that's Exultant's top weight and Group 1 winner. Here's Dr. Jeff winning over the trip at Happy Valley in the January Cup. All his 3 wins over this trip, but they've all been at the Valley. I'd never second-guess Zach there, because he'll sum it up perfectly. But Dr. Jeff was a nice win from him. He sat right on the pace, so he could be a pace influence, as we said, in this race. The only query I've got with him is it's Happy Valley. He keeps winning at Happy Valley. He's unbeaten here. I like the run from the second horse. Thought that was a good run from Harmony Victory. None from 2 course and distance. That was his race there last time out. I've left him out, but interesting that Matthew Chadwick rides. Vincent Ho was on board. He rides Harmony Victory. He might have also had the option on Ho Ho Khan. So, yeah. Yeah, and Sacred Capital down the rail. Just be aware, Jamie Spencer trying to do 114. They might be looking at some some overweight there. This is Glorious Dragon and Shafano. Super clash between these two and a super win from the grey.
As I mentioned, these bottom two, in fact, the bottom four all were 20 pounds off the likes of Exultant and whatnot. Really good effort from this Glorious Dragon. He threaded the needle here through between runners on this occasion. Was Vincent Ho on board this time round with the Glorious Dragon. Alexi Bedell rode him in his next start. Shafano there came out and won his next start. So, look, I put him on a very minor line, Glorious Dragon.
So do I. I think there's... he's a very progressive horse, and I know he's miles out of the handicap, and it's not prudent to throw him in here, but I think I've sort of looked at him at where he's going to end up, because I think he's a horse he's just found his mark here in Hong Kong, and he's got a lot of running points in hand.
All right, OK, that's Glorious Dragon. Ho Ho Khan, back at the trials here. He was 6th in the Vase, did have an excuse, and he's 18 pounds better off with Exultant for about a 2 and a bit length beating. Yeah,
I'm going to go with him for the reasons you just mentioned. I thought it was a terrific run in the Vase, and the distance. I had another look at this horse over the course and distance. He's had 5 starts over 1,800 metres and won 3 of them. So the 1,800 looks good. I'd probably prefer Tom Warp in there because he would set it up even quicker, and he's a real out stayer. But I still think he can win.
It was a strong performance, I thought, last time out from him over the 2,400 metres. That horse that he beat there in the trial 4 with 3rd, that was Undefeated, who came out and won the other day.
Well, the horse around second was the Rock, I think, wasn't it? He was first up and very good for. He's a potential Derby horse, the Rock. So trial looked good. Favourite still, though, Paul, is Exultant.
Yes, I've got him in. He's the class horse, there's no doubt, but it is a handicap, and as such, I'm going to go for the ones off the bottom weight here. Ho Ho Khan to beat Glorious Dragon. I know I can hear the form students out there saying, why have you put that in? He's miles out of the handicap. But I just think he's very, very progressive. He's just sort of hitting his straps. Now, Exultant in there for 3rd and Harmony Victory win a good race, I thought, at Happy Valley. So 9, 11, 1 and 8.
I'll stick with Exultant, the top weight here to defend his crown in the Centenary Vase over Harmony Victory, who was terrific, I thought, at Happy Valley last time out. Vincent Ho rides, not prepared to drop Sacred Capital. 1,800 metres again for him, and Glorious Dragon number 11. So 1, 8, 7 and 11.
All right, I got the same 4 numbers as Paul, just slightly different order, but Ho Ho Khan on top for me as well. Joe Moreira in the saddle for the first time. That's the Centenary Vase, Group 3 over the 1,800 metres.